Hello friends, welcome. In this video, we'll be discussing causes of schizophrenia. Prior to discussing the causes of schizophrenia, let us throw some light on the defining criteria of schizophrenia as per the DSM-5. You know, schizophrenia and other psychotic disorders are defined by certain abnormalities. That abnormalities should be in one or more of the following 5 domains. So what are the domains? Delusions, hallucinations, disorganized thinking, including speech, grossly disorganized or abnormal motor behavior, including catatonia, and negative symptoms. So these are the 5 major domain areas where the gross abnormalities are observed in the schizophrenia and related psychotic disorders. The diagnostic criteria as per the World Health Organization. WHO sponsored a study, and that study earmarked 12 signs and symptoms for the diagnosing individual with the schizophrenia. Restricted affect, that is the blank or expressionless face. Individual fails to express the expressions on the face. Poor insight. If we rate the insight of individual, it comes out to be poor. Means individual fails to understand ideas, fails to come out with the solutions of the problems, or fails to plan. These are the few characteristics that depicts the phenomena of insight. Individual tends to find himself in a situation where he or she try to engage in a thoughts loudly. That's a very interesting and a important criterion earmarked for the diagnosis of schizophrenia. So what's that? For example, if a therapist asks a question to the schizophrenic individual, the question will be, do you feel your thoughts are being broadcast, transmitted, so that everyone knows what you are thinking? If the answer to this question comes in affirmative, certainly it's an indicator of schizophrenia. Then waking up early. Though early waking up is not an indicator of schizophrenia, but from the usual time of waking up, 1 to 3 hours from the usual hours. Suppose an individual regularly wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and you find that due to the unexplained reasons, the individual is waking up at 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, or 4 in the morning without any requirement. It may indicate the presence of schizophrenic symptoms. Then, if the interviewer who is interviewing the schizophrenic individual finds it difficult to make a rapport, it's also an indicator of schizophrenia. Depressed faces. Earlier we discussed the expressionless face. Here the face is not expressionless, but the expressions of the face are in the form of depression. Rather, I say the face expresses a kind of depressive symptoms. Then elation. If individual remains in a elated or joyous mood continuously, it's one of the symptoms that indicates there is a presence of some schizophrenic episodes. delusions, that to be widespread delusions. The question must be put up to the interviewer who is interviewing the schizophrenic individual. How widespread the patient's delusions are. The delusions are at a level that indicates a kind of abnormality. Then if there is a disorganized speech, or technically known as the incoherent speech, the flow of the words, flow of the ideas is spontaneous, that indicates the presence of schizophrenia. Then during the clinical interview, the information that has been gathered from the client, that information must be assessed for its credibility and reliability. If that information is unreliable, certainly it indicates either onset of the schizophrenia or the presence of schizophrenic symptoms. The next one is the bizarre delusions. Whether the delusions are comprehensible or incomprehensible. At some level, every individual have some kind of delusions, whereas the schizophrenic individuals have delusions which are beyond the understanding. That is incomprehensible delusions. And finally, nihilistic delusions. Delusions, but of separate type, that is nihilistic. What does it mean? It means individual, how it can be assessed? It can be assessed by a question which has to be put up to the client, whether do you feel that you have your head, your heart, your lungs or other body part? That is, do you regularly are aware of these body parts? Some symptoms of schizophrenia are present. Now let us move to the causal factors. Let's start with the genetic factors. The genetic factors has been assessed by the twin studies. We know we have two types of twins, identical twins and the fraternal twins. So identical twins, that is 60 to 75%, whereas the fraternal twins 10 to 15%. What is this percentage? This percentage indicates that the identical twins have 60 to 75% chance of occurrence of schizophrenia, whereas 10 to 15% chance of schizophrenia only for the fraternal twins. This means identical twins are 30 times at the greater risk of developing schizophrenia than the normal population. The second important contributor in the genetic factors is the children of schizophrenic mothers who have been reared away from their mothers. It has been found that children who have never been in contact of their mother who was schizophrenic, they have the tendency to develop not only schizophrenia, whereas the other type of psychotic disorders greater than the normal population. The third study type that indicates the role of genetics in schizophrenia is the family studies. These studies indicate that the children who are born to the schizophrenic parents have higher chance of developing schizophrenia. Then psychological factors. Most important one. There are certain factors. First one, early psychic trauma and increased vulnerability. If an individual faces some kind of a trauma in the early childhood, that trauma can lead to the onset of schizophrenia. Pathogenic parent-child relationship or the family interactions. the schizophrenic parents, destructive marital interactions, pseudo mutuality and role inflexibility, faulty communication, and undermining of personal authenticity. So these are the sub-factors that comes under the domain of pathogenic parent-child interactions. The third psychological factor is faulty learning and exaggerated defenses. This indicates a deficient self-structure and exaggerated and excessive use of ego defense mechanisms by the individual. Remember, faulty learning is a very, very important contributor in development of the schizophrenia. Next one is the destructive social roles and interpersonal patterns, where individual finds that his or her role is appropriate and it's difficult for him to comprehend the role of others. It creates a kind of cogno confusion, and that leads to the schizophrenic-like symptoms: excessive stress and decompensation. Remember, stress is the silent killer. It has been found that those people who suffers from the schizophrenia, it becomes difficult for them to manage their relationships. The third type of factors are the biochemical factors. The research suggests that the schizophrenic have different biochemical setup, which converts certain chemicals into psychogenic agents under stressful conditions. Remember here, in the biochemical factors too, stress plays an important role. Under this stress, certain chemicals which are found in the human brain are converted into some kind of compounds or the agents that are known as the psychogenic agents. There has been an enzyme found in the brain that can convert normal neurotransmitters into hallucinogenic compounds. The excessive activity of dopamine in the brain can lead to the symptoms which are almost similar to the symptoms shown by the schizophrenics. The second factor that comes under the biochemical domain is excitatory and inhibitory processes. Ivan Pavlov in 1941 suggested a very important phenomena. He said that the schizophrenics have excitable nervous system. That's the central theme of this factor. Under intense stimulation, individuals' response pattern of excitability and reactivity, which is protected by a phenomenon known as the transmarginal. That is a kind of protective inhibition. If the stimulation remains for longer period of time, it alters the process of protective inhibition. Try to understand that. Remember, the level of excitation achieved by a strong stimulus earlier, the same excitation is later achieved by the even weak stimulus. When an individual is under the influence of prolonged stimulation, in that case, the protective inhibition system of individual is compromised. Okay. Under that situation, individual find it difficult to differentiate between what is appropriate and what is inappropriate. In other words, what is fact and what is fantasy. This confusion between the fact and fantasy leads to the manifestation or the expression of schizophrenic type symptoms, commonly known as the delusions and hallucinations. Neuro-physiological factors. Again, under this domain, the stress is an important contributor. What stress do is, stress induces certain disturbances in the brain that influences the excitatory and inhibitory properties of neurons. Rather, nervous system. Arousal and disorganization. Our autonomic nervous system has an important role to play. Under the situation of the stress, the ANS predisposes an individual either to behave in a over-aroused state or in the under-aroused state. Remember, that occurs under the stressful situation. Post-arousal, that is, the stimulus has been removed. In that case, the schizophrenics are slower in regaining the previous state. That is, they take more time to become normal, and that is due to the change in some chemicals and the neurological agents of human brain. Apart from that, there are other factors too that contribute in the development of schizophrenia. What are that? That is the exposure of virus during prenatal development, use of substances such as LSD and marijuana during the adolescence, socioeconomic factors such as lower socioeconomic status. Interestingly, urbanization, the modern way of living, is also leading to the development of schizophrenic type symptoms. Interaction, genes and environment, and build-up of abnormal proteins in the brain, etc., are some factors that also contribute in development of schizophrenia. Now let us discuss the organic outcomes of schizophrenia. Concludingly, the overall impact of schizophrenia is on the nervous system or the neural mechanism of the individual. So what are the outcomes of that? The first one is the reduction in the brain volume due to loss of brain tissues. Individual loses a significant amount of brain tissues under the grip of schizophrenia. That leads to the reduction in the brain volume. Then the biochemicals which are found in the brain remains in disturbed state. That is, the imbalance of biochemicals are the result of the schizophrenia. A significant disturbance in the neural activity has also been found in the individual who suffered from schizophrenia or suffering from that. The neuroscience studies indicate that those people who are suffering from schizophrenia or who have undergone episodes of schizophrenia have a lesser density of synaptic connections in the brain. And if the synaptic connections are lesser, certainly individual fails to perform varied cognitive tasks. And finally, the inflammation of the brain cells also has been observed in the schizophrenics. So, dear friends, that was all about the causes of schizophrenia. These are my references. To know more, just refer them. And if you love and like the contents and the presentation style of this video, tell to others. But if you have any question, any query, or any critical comment to make, just drop that comment in my comment box, or you can email me at vermasujit@yahoo.com. And don't forget to watch my next video on the next topic, that is meaning of applied psychology. Thanks friends for watching.